All right. We are slowly but surely getting on live on this Spiritpreneurship Summit 2021. I can't describe how I'm feeling. There are so many different emotions that I can share with you in just a little bit. And this whole experience of the summit, and just one second, here we go. This whole experience of the summit for me is especially important because it's just unbelievable. So many amazing people are coming together on this special event. We are 15 speakers, that's not including myself, so 16. And what we are here to do is to just share with you different perspectives on why and how we can make a difference in our lives. For some, it's a really small way. For others, it's life-changing, in changing other people's lives, and so much more. And for me, first and foremost, I want us to just take a second to just check in with ourselves and seeing how we're feeling. Are you curious what's coming? Are you trying to figure out what's right or wrong with this, or trying to figure out if you're interested? Because I have posted this and I'm live now on everywhere, on my Instagram, on my personal page on Facebook, and on my business page on Facebook. Of course, don't forget, there is you in the Spiritpreneurship Summit group that have already signed up to want to see the content because you're interested, because you want to connect to like-minded people. And it is really important for me for you to connect to others, to share where you stand, what you see, especially in this year's subject. Because last year, my first summit was on the business with self, which it still is underlying, but it's now going slightly deeper. So every year I want to touch a deeper level of who we are. And so last year was the business of self. I had a lot of people talking about their own businesses, how they touched on with their spirits, with their souls, and how they work from within. And this year is focusing on how we can take these little steps. I have invited people that have been on this journey for decades. I have people on this summit as speakers who just about a year ago or so really took charge in changing the way they perceive life, being more grateful, understanding the awareness between self and the surroundings, the jobs that we do, if we're really into it the way we are. And so I really want you to enjoy this year's speakers because they are very different. And I'm sure there's one or even more that connect with where you come from. And every speaker that I have on here, and that will always be that way, is someone that I have built a connection with. It's with someone that has a story to tell, with someone that I just see something special in them that they need to be sharing with more people. And some of them already share with a lot of people, so I want to share with my people. And so it really is an engagement of you discovering your own stories, discovering the stories that hold you back, as well as the stories that move you forward. And what I found really important is to always connect with self. So this year's Spiritpreneurship Summit is about self-evolution. And self-evolution is because every moment of our lives, we actually connect to an evolution of ourselves. Every day we're changing. Every moment we're moving forward. And so this year, as you know, today is day one, and it is called awareness. It's just to be aware, because if we're not aware, we don't realize that we are the ones that making the changes, that it's us who are making a difference, that it's us as an individual who have to notice what's going on around us and observe and start the curiosity process, nothing will change. It all stays the same. And unfortunately, more people than not don't care about awareness, don't care about changing their lives. They just want to stay the way it is, which is also fine. It just makes it more difficult if something is coming up that is challenging for us. So day 2 is about the breath, because our speaker of tomorrow, which I'm going to talk about a little more, is saying that breath is everything. And breath is life, because if we're not breathing, you know what's happening. And the more we are aware of our breath, the more we notice how the breath can make a difference, the more we can change the way we live, the more we are affecting our health as well as the health of others, because we encourage other people to breathe more. And then on the day 3, it's day of connection. I'm so excited for those 2 speakers because they've really been, well, one has been in my life for 2 decades, and one of them is very fresh, but the connection is still there. It doesn't matter how little you know someone or how much, it's about how much you're able to open up. And for that, we need awareness and breath, because if we're holding our breath when we're with people, how are you able to connect? You have to be able to breathe and let it out. And that's how you can connect. And the connection is not solely between me and other people or a group of people or our family and friends. It's the connection I have to myself. And that is even more important, because if I can't connect to myself, how on earth are you going to connect with other people? How? I can't. And on day 4, we're going to talk more closely about discovery, where I have 2 people that really talk very different about it, how discovery shows up for them, and especially not necessarily different as in how they discover, but more in what state of place they're in. And on the last day, the day of evolution, we have 2 speakers that I've invited last year, and I'm so happy that they keep supporting me in this. I mean, especially one of them, because the summit wouldn't happen without him. And more of the details for the specific speakers, of course, is on each day. So come back every day at this time. I will talk to you about each day, about each speaker, about what they're talking about, and also how it relates to me. How does these different subjects relate to my own experience? Because even though I'm in mindfulness, even though I am here to support and to lead you in these conversations, myself, still have challenges and struggles along the way. And that's for all of us. That's what makes self-evolution so interesting, so exciting, and so important. So whenever you do have questions, whenever you have comments, when you watch this on the replay or when you watch it right now, but questions might come on later, just ask, because this is the key component to your self-evolution, is by asking questions and not to expect an answer. So I might not answer to you. No, that's not true. I will answer you. But when you ask yourself questions, you might not get an answer immediately. And so for those reasons, we need to start with awareness. We need to start noticing that something's off, something's not right. For instance, me starting today, the first day of the summit. I've been working on this since May, and now it's live. Now it's here to share with you, and I'm super excited to do that. And at the same time, it's like, how's it going to work out? Are people going to go engage? Or is this going to happen? And that can't hold me back. But these are questions I can ask. I probably won't get an answer as I'm asking them. I might get an answer afterwards. So for me, awareness has always been very important, because it sometimes leads to these places of darkness, because all of a sudden we realize how, oh my God, how have I done this for so long and not even paid attention to it? Or why am I doing this to myself or others when I'm the one that can change it? But it takes so much more than this awareness. It takes dedication to put it around that awareness that we're having with that. And today's speakers, what I really connect with, especially the ones that I recorded in May, is that they connect to their first experience of being mothers. Their motherhood has led them to this new awareness. And I noticed it for myself that once I became a mother, many things have changed. And it became this unseen transition within myself, reacting and responding and maybe taking away attention to things I didn't realize are actually because I'm in this new space of motherhood. It's a different identity, right? And talking of identities, it's really something that when I hear identity, and I don't know if that goes for you, but when I hear identity, what I hear is I'm attached to how this looks like. This is who I am. And I want to expand this idea of identity, that's not who we are. It's something that we are expressing, something that we're going by in that moment. And so sometimes it's other people giving us identities that we don't identify with. So it's our job to figure out, what am I sending out? What words, what actions am I doing that hold me back by being that person that I want them to see me in? And at the same time, it's for us to disconnect from what they think our identity is, because that's them. And that's the whole sense of evolution, is that, and why I talk about self-evolution first, is because I have to understand that I have thoughts about certain things in certain ways that other people do the same. So I cannot expect that they think what I think, that they see what I see, that they feel how I feel, because they won't. They have all different experiences. We all have different ways that we were raised. We all come from different places and countries. And it really isn't possible, however we try, that anybody on this earth will understand us the way we want to be understood. So with this awareness today, and especially with these two speakers that I had the conversation already, which is Swati Rohati and Chloe Baumgartner, who I've met online. And so Swati Rohati I met through one of my programs, my mindfulness programs. And funny enough, we met at a perfect time, because after our paths have shifted, have moved in a different direction. And what's really interesting about this is that this is how life goes. Sometimes your paths separate with people, and sometimes they come back, and sometimes they go away, and sometimes they come back, and sometimes they separate from the path you take, but you stay connected. So I have a few of those in this actually summit that happened, because either we were just connected way back when, but we didn't know, and we came back again, and vice versa. So that's with Swati. And it's just the beautiful teachings that she shares with Ayurveda. So she found something some other teachings that she really related to, that she wanted to learn more about and bring into this world, because she loves to cook, she loves food. And so that's just a great connection right there. And then with Chloe, I got to know her because she started joining me in my workshops, my conscious parent workshops, mindful parent workshops. And we had a conversation afterwards, and I started following on Instagram, and I saw the beautiful work that she was involved in and that she's supporting, and how she wants to show up in the world, and that she wants people to see her, and the importance not of her particularly, but the world that we're living in. And so I had to have her here. And the interesting about the two is that both talk about motherhood, both share how motherhood has changed the way they do things, that brought more attention and awareness to certain things they want to pay attention to. And so I'm super excited for you to watch them. And so if you are not in the Spiritpreneurship Summit group, join me there, because that's how you're going to find out, or join my mailing list on my website, mindfulbeingllc.com/summit. And you can put your email address in, and then tomorrow morning you will get access, as well as access to day one, in case you missed it. And then we have two cool, super exciting guests today, which is Laura Love Friedman-Cutts and Stephen Graves. They're both in the body awareness field. So Stephen Graves, he is a personal trainer whom I've known personally for over 20 years. We got connected through cars, which we're gonna probably touch on a little bit. And for those who maybe seen our lives, we've done a few lives in the past. I definitely wanted him to be here in the Day of Awareness, because that's all it is when we talk about body, because we are certainly aware of our bodies and want to change them in some way, form or other, because of society, because some people just tell you you are too thin or too thick or too whatever, right? And so it's a huge thing that we need to pay attention more. And I want to talk with him about how it shows up in his work, in his own life, and how we can live better with this awareness. And then we have Laura Friedman-Cutts, who's going to be here in actually less than 2 hours at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So, but you have to go to the Spiritpreneurship Summit group to see that conversation, because that is only accessible in the group or when you sign up for my mailing list. And with her, what connects us is her love for dance. She's a dancer. She's getting her master's in dance. And I coincidentally had a conversation with her just about a week ago. And one of the speakers unfortunately couldn't make today. So I had to find someone else. And our conversation was so related to awareness. It was just what we needed to hear, because she's also a nutritionist, or becoming a certified nutritionist. And it would just be a great match with what Stephen is going to talk about, and her project that she's working on for her master project. And I can't wait to dive into this and how awareness showed up there, because it's also about the variety of people that are out there, because we underestimate how many different people are out there. We don't realize that some were raised with other family members than our parents. Some might have had a disability we didn't even know they had, because it's either invisible or it's hidden. Or maybe you had difficulty learning. Well, who knows that? Because you just get through life, and that's what happens. And so it really is important for us, and especially in the awareness section, because we have all throughout the year, we have this month of awareness, cancer awareness coming up in October, and any other disability and illnesses of awareness, because we don't pay enough attention to those. We pay much more attention to power, to money, to the more, instead of the things that exist, the things that people struggle and are challenged by. And this is what this summit is about. And this is what it's for. It's for us to connect on a deeper level, to get underneath that surface, to really see what connects us to our hearts, because that's where the true power of lies. Because if we're connected to our hearts, we can make everything happen and everything work. So before my computer runs out of battery, I will end here. So I'll see you at 11 o'clock Eastern time, which is in 1 hour and 40 minutes. And I'll see you at 1 p.m., which is in 3 hours and 40 minutes with Stephen Graves. So Laura Love first, and then Stephen Graves after. So I can't wait to join me in the Spiritpreneurship Summit group to engage there, because you can also win some amazing gifts, a book that's signed by one of our speakers, a book that was given by one of our speakers that helped him evolve. Then there is lessons from Stephen Graves that is coming on today. We have 3 sessions from Derushala, who's coming on Wednesday. And Swati, who is speaking today, is sharing her poem, homemade, handmade, and is going to share that with you. So I can't wait to have you here and enjoy this summit with me. Any questions, any inquiries, any insights that you're having, or anything you want to share with me, please do so. I can't wait to see you there. Bye.